This is the audiobook sample for The Procrastinator's Guide to Being Successful: How to Focus Your Mind on Progress, Not Perfection, by Desta Paulette. This is my 48th audiobook, and it was released on March 22nd, 2022. I've never met someone who hasn't procrastinated at least once in their life. The temptation is irresistible. Why do today what you can safely put off until tomorrow? It's all fun and games until it stops being safe and you can't keep up. This guide has a lot of interesting strategies to help you combat procrastination in its multiple forms. And I should mention that I didn't even know procrastination had multiple forms until I read this. Some strategies in this book include asking people you trust for complex feedback, making a variety of procrastination tables that categorize the importance of your upcoming tasks, and identifying the type of procrastination you are most likely suffering from, or have suffered from in the past. There's a lot of information contained in this book, and I found it very helpful. I would especially recommend it if you often find yourself swamped by projects, have trouble meeting deadlines, or if you're plain tired of people telling you to just get it done, and expecting that to be enough. I hope you enjoy this audiobook sample. Is this you? You went to bed with a guilty conscience for the 5th day in a row. You know why, but you just don't want to acknowledge it, even if your mind screams at you whenever you close your eyes for what you promised you'd do today. Yet, you still haven't had the time, even though you could have forgotten that trip to Starbucks to sit down and do something. You tell yourself, that's what I'm going to do first thing tomorrow morning. This thought is enough to calm the monster of guilt in the back of your mind, and you're able to rest for a while. But your mind doesn't rest long, giving you a nightmare in which the monster of guilt awakens and shows you the consequences of failing to complete your work on time. You said you would. You said sometime today, but you chose Starbucks instead, so you are now suffering the consequences of your actions. The world around you slipped away because you couldn't resist that cup of coffee. You wake up from your guilt-ridden dreams, feeling a renewed sense of purpose as you tell yourself that today is the day. Today is the day when you finish your work. You've put it off for far too long. You spring out of bed, all these ideas buzzing in your head. You prepare yourself, rushing through your morning routine, as an idea after idea of execution runs in your mind. You believe that today is the day. You sit down to start, laptop open, notebook and pen at the ready. But first, you need to check your phone to ensure you're up to date with all your messages and any important notifications you might have missed. You'll just take a little peek. No big deal. You open your phone to discover that you missed numerous messages while asleep, a whole group chat about the possible reunion of One Direction, and that your dear friend Cheryl has tagged you in numerous memes that are so you. It can't hurt to respond to all messages, can it? 1 minute becomes 2, 2 become 3, and 3 turns into an hour. You know you should put your phone down, but somehow, you know you won't be settled without responding to all your friends' messages. Cheryl has awoken now and wants you to accompany her to Starbucks so the two of you can run some errands later in the day. You probably shouldn't. But then again, it will be a great time to get your steps of the day in. You tell yourself that you still have another week. You can afford to take a few hours away from your desk because your desk isn't going anywhere. The paper you need to finish certainly isn't going anywhere. But this time with your dear friend, these are memories that you know you'll cherish for a long, long time. Besides, who knows? Maybe that's what you need to get in the right frame of mind to start working. If this is you, you are not alone. 20% of men and women worldwide are procrastinators. That is a cumulative total of over 1 billion people who all take longer than they should to make a decision or take action about anything, important or otherwise. Many people who live the lifestyle described above will tell you that they work well under pressure, which is why they put off tasks until the last possible moment. While that might be true for some, it's not always the same for everyone, as in reality. Working under pressure has no benefits other than increased stress and anxiety levels, and more often than not, delivering half-baked results because of the rush to get something done in those short seconds you have to accomplish it. Postponing a decision or action is procrastination, even when you know it's paramount that you make it. This often results in unpleasant outcomes and impacts all aspects of life, such as school, family, work, relationships with friends, and so on. As much as some would try to pass it on as a good thing, it's not. Procrastination affects not only you, but the people around you, who depend on you to get something done when you need to. We all experience procrastination at different levels, and while some would be able to pull themselves out of this slump, it's not so easy for others. Before we can explore what small steps you can take to overcome procrastination and its effects, first, let's examine what causes it. A link to purchase The Procrastinator's Guide to Being Successful is in the description. This title was a pay-for-hour production, so I do not make money from any purchases. Thanks for listening.